or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, what up though? My name is Jessica Lauren and I'm all about helping go-getters like you ditch those excuses, do the work, and make ish happen. So if you like things like productivity, entrepreneurship, planning, getting your life together, getting your mind together, and a little bit of mommy content, then you are in the right spot. So y'all, your girl got on a sweater because it is sweater weather, honey. Today is September 1st. It is a brand new month, y'all. I am not a summertime girly. I'm just not. I am a fall baby. My birthday is October 31st. I love the fall colors, the smells, the vibes, the coffee, baby. I am a fall girl. During the summer, I'm just holding on, trying to keep it cute and mute. I'll let y'all have y'all fun, but for me, anything over 80, baby, I'm miserable, okay? That pollen be pollening, my allergies be acting up, like it just be too much. Like, I don't like being hot. I'm not a hot person. So today being the first day of September, baby, this is a national holiday for me, okay? And it's actually a national holiday. Happy Labor Day to everybody. But y'all, I'm super duper excited. September has always felt like just a fresh slate. It's kind of like a new year. And I think, all those years we spend in school, everybody starts like August, September, you get new clothes, you get new decor, all of that. So I'm just super excited about a brand new set of 30 days where I can try to get my life together again, be the best version of myself, have some fun, be a good mom, the whole shebang. So what are we talking about in today's video? It is going to be a lovely little September reset. So what is a monthly reset? Basically is you taking a minute before you barrel into another month to just reflect, like sit down with your planner or your journal and just ask yourself a couple of questions. My favorite are what worked, what flopped, what needs to start, what needs to stop, and what needs improvement. So I like to sit down with you guys and talk about those things and be really candid about the goals that I hit and the goals that I missed. This channel is all about goal getting and crushing your goals. And sometimes you do it, sometimes you don't. And I don't want anybody to feel alone or like I got my whole life figured out just because I got this channel or the podcast or the blog. No, baby, I be struggling. And that's how all of this came to be. So if you got your planner or your journal or your notes app on your phone and you got a few minutes to just put on some like lo-fi in the background and just reflect with me and we could set up for September, let's do it. Let's do a September reset together. So let's get into it, okay? Okay, so before we get into the nitty gritty of, reflecting and all of that jazz, like the what worked, what didn't work, I like to just take a pause and kind of go through my pictures and videos, TikToks and Instagram, and just look back at my memories in August because it's so easy for me to get, especially now that I'm a mom. My brain, I can't remember what I had for breakfast this morning and it is only a few hours later. Like, I can't remember a lot, so I like to go into my phone and just look at some of the old clips. And some of my favorite memories from this month is hanging out with my man. Me and Will did like a really good job of dating each other again and just reconnecting. We've had a babysitter now for about a year for my 2-year-old. He just turned 2 in July. But she's always babysat while both of us were home. So like she would come over and that would be my chance to like catch up on cleaning or catch up on editing. Will does a lot of gaming, so that would be his opportunity to game. And recently we've been like, what if we go outside a little bit? You know what I'm saying? Like, we trust her. Kobe's older. He can talk a little bit more. Let's go on a few dates. And so that's what we've been doing every Friday night. It started in August and we have had a ball. Like, parenthood shifts things in your relationship. There's no way around it, especially the newborn phase and the toddler phase. That's when like you are on high alert. The demands are high. Like, you got to just cater to the need of this new baby, right? And so now that my son is 2, he's getting independent, and like I said, we're handing over the reins a little bit more to our babysitter. It's like, oh, hey boo, I actually like you. Like, we've been very business, like, okay, did you get the milk? Is the bills paid? What we gonna do? How we gonna keep him entertained? Homeschool, you know, like just doing all of that. Especially because I'm a stay-at-home mom. Will works from home, so we're at home constantly. Like, I see him all the time, but that didn't necessarily mean that we was like kicking it like homies. It was just like, hey, what we doing? Don't get me wrong, we have a very healthy, loving relationship, but it's easy to get in a rut. So we went to the movies a couple times, went candle making, went to this fancy restaurant, hung out, kicked it, drank, and was merry. Like, we just had like a really good time, and it was just really nice to get to hang out with my friend again. So that's one of my favorite memories of the month of August. Some more favorite memories is just like really being intentional about getting my son out and about. He is in his terrific twos phase, which means he has a lot of attitude and a lot of opinions, and it just takes, you know, a lot more effort for us to do things, to get out the house, to do whatever. And in the past, I would just be like, I'm too tired to do anything, or scared to take him out because he might have a temper tantrum. And I don't know if you've been around a toddler that's having a temper tantrum in public. It can get pretty, I get really anxious, just because people stop and look at you, and you see people rolling their eyes, and you just trying to make sure your child is okay. I'm at the point now where it's just like, y'all will be fine. This is a baby. This is how babies act. Get over yourselves. So I've been doing all of that work because I was starting to get kind of weird about going out with him. But this month I was like, screw all that. And on top of that, him and I have our routines. Like, we've been at home since the day he was born, so we do things a certain way. But again, toddlers at 2, they're like, baby, I want to do what I want to do. And so he was just having a lot of cranky meltdowns, and instead of me fighting and being like, ugh, it was just like, you know what? Let's go outside. Let's literally enjoy these last few weeks of summer. And so I've been taking him to the zoo, the aquarium, the dog, just wherever, the park, all that stuff. And we've always kicked it, but for the month of August, it's been about like meeting up with other mom friends and their kids and just really hanging out. So I got some really fun memories with him at several zoos and bookstores, and just being intentional, like every day, let's get out and do something that's for him a little bit. So like, we will always go outside and be like, let's go to the grocery store, let's do this, let's do that. But recently it's been like, let's go outside, let's look at, he loves like observing nature. So looking at insects and plants and flowers, or, you know, let's go to the park. Like, when they're younger, you can kind of get away with just like doing whatever. But now that he's older, it's like, okay, let's read more. Let's go to the library. Let's just do things that are more toddler focused. And so that's been so much fun. Okay, so what were my goals for August? My biggest goal was to get back on track with YouTube. I was struggling with consistency just because mom life, you know, like, I was having a hard time being like, okay, I want to make this weekly video. It takes me a minute to edit. It takes me a minute to record because I got to make sure my little one is asleep. I get a lot done during naps. So, okay, are you taking a nap? Or Will and I have to like bend our schedules around to make sure the videos get done. Some weeks I was willing to do all that, but other weeks I was struggling because it's like, do I do a YouTube video, or do I spend some time on Pinterest trying to find toddler activities for my son that will help him enhance his language skills? You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, should I spend this time meal prepping for my family because I'm tired of us eating fast food, processed foods? I really want us to get our diets back on track. You know what I'm saying? Like, those choices started to trump YouTube, rightfully so, right? Because real life content is always going to be here, but I'm mom first, and I have to make sure that my family unit is doing well. So I was really struggling to be consistent, because the second you have a free time, it's just like, what should I be doing? Should I be doing laundry? So for August, I was like, let's try batching content, like just sitting down for a day, and instead of recording one video, record 2. Instead of making one reel, record 2 reels. And so I batched all of August content. I'm almost halfway done with September. It's like after this video, I'm about to sit down and create another video, and that felt so good. So I've reached my goal of batching content for August and September. September, I'm about 60% of the way of being completely finished with content for September for YouTube. Now in August, I took Maddie James's class. It's called Content GPS. She's a fabulous influencer. She's written books, been on Good Morning America, the Today Show, and she was just doing this class about really getting serious about your content. So her framework was like, focus on, you know, one piece of long form content every single week, and then do your short form. I don't like making short form content. I'd much rather sit in front of the camera and talk and then edit that way. Short form is a little bit harder for me just because I get too much in my head. So while I was doing some of that stuff, and batching is the short form content, I'm still kind of struggling to keep up with. But as far as my long form is concerned, I'm doing so well in that arena. So that's why there's been like 4 or 5 videos coming up, because I've been batching it, and that worked really well for my next goal. My second goal for August was to really make a huge dent in the design of my new planners that are coming out, I would say October, November-ish for 2025. I own a stationery company. If you're new here, it's called Sunday Jumpstart Paper, and I launched in November 2023. I launched with a 12-week planner that's based off the book, The 12-Week Year. And it's really for those of us that have like big goals and need to break them down and stay on track of them and habit track. And it's like a big project type of planner. My dream has always been to also to accompany that, come out with like just a regular everyday planner where you just write your meal plan, tasks, priorities, you know, some goals, but the other one is like super goal focused. So I've been trying to work on the design of this since the summer, but the summer was summering, baby. I was outside and I really wasn't focused on that. So while I batched all the YouTube content, my thought was like, once the YouTube's out the way, then I'll have the space to start working on the design aspect. And that kind of worked. It kind of backfired a little bit, and I'll explain why. So I'm like, bet I'm a batch record all this content, right? I'm not one of those people that can like, I don't like not completing a task all the way from A to Z. So it was like, great, I have all this content. Now I need to edit it right now. Like I wanted every video to be scheduled, the description to be done, the thumbnails, all of that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this week to batch record all of this content and edit it. But what I do, and a lot of us tend to make this mistake, was not really be realistic about how much time that would take. I was basing that whole experience on old Jessica that was single and didn't have a kid and could just hole up in my apartment for a week and just, you know, just do all of that. Not taking into account that editing takes me like a day and a half, 2 days per video, because I'm doing it during nap, and nap time is like an hour and a half to 2 hours long. Child, sometimes just doing the raw cuts takes an hour and a half. Trying to find the music might take 30 minutes. You know, like it adds up. And so I was like, okay, if I batch all this in a week and edit it in this week, the next 3 weeks I could really pump out the design for my planner. And what wound up happening is it took me like 2 weeks to edit and record everything, and then I had like a week and a half to design, like mess with the design. So I wanted the design to be done, but what I did was open it up and really finalize some things. Like I had all these, I was designing based off of not concrete ideas that I had in my mind. So while I didn't complete the design, I did finalize, like this is the cover, this is the layout, this is that. So I didn't quite reach that goal completely, but at least now I have a clearer sense of how I can handle that goal. And because things are uploaded and scheduled and all of that stuff in YouTube, now I can start working on that, because I've just been having a hard time of like making a decision of what gets my focus. I've been waking up at 4:30 most mornings, and then I'm like, okay, I want to go to the gym, I need to edit, I need to work on this planner. Can I do it all by the time Kobe sometimes wakes up at 6 or 6:30? Can I do all that by then? And some mornings I can, sometimes I can't. So batching helped get some of that weight off of me until I fell behind like my slotted schedule, and then I got back into that war. But now that things are uploaded, I feel like I could focus more on the planner, get my samples, send it off to the manufacturer, get it produced. Luckily my manufacturer is in the USA, so it doesn't take them, it takes them about a week and a half for them to produce it and mail it back to me and all of that jazz. So I'm still sort of kind of on track, but I also need to focus on holiday launch and the designs for that. Like I need new packaging tape, so I'm still not 100% in the clear, but we getting there. So those were my goals for August. Okay, so what worked really well for me in August was slowing down, like I said, and really focusing on one project at a time. We're batching content. Okay, that's done. We're gonna work on the planner. And outside of like business and all of that jazz, just slowing down in general. I am one of those people that's like on the go. Okay, I woke up at 5:30. What do I gotta do next? Okay, Kobe's in the bed. And lately I've just been like, you are going to miss life always trying to go. Like every minute does not need to be filled with something to do. So slow down and go, you know, hang out with your family in the living room and watch a movie. Like I am very type A girl boss, you know, like I enjoy the work that I do, so I want to do it constantly, but it's been like, nope, slow down, savor these moments. Even in the shower, like I've been like, oh, I gotta get up, and it's been like, hold on, let's indulge. What is this soap? What does it feel like to lather this soap? What does it smell like? Oh, how does it feel to, you know, like really indulging, slowing down. When I have my coffee, instead of shooting it back, just like, oh my gosh, let me taste the sea salt caramel and the mocha and the Arabica beans from wherever, you know what I'm saying? Like really just trying to slow down. And it gave me a lot more focus because I wasn't rushing through so much stuff. It was just like, oh, that's how I feel. That's what I want to do. That's how I want to show up. So I've been doing a better job of journaling, just like processing my feelings and not trying to numb them out by like getting on TikTok or watching, you know, whatever. I've been doing a good job of just getting back into the habit of just writing. I really missed it. And so while my son is taking his nap, I'll just grab my journal, and if it's jotting down just a couple things that I'm grateful for, or some things that I'm just trying to process, or if I want to vent, or if I just want to free write for a little bit, get some ideas out. It's been really, really nice to journal in my physical journal. I used to kind of like take notes in my notes app, like I feel like this or whatever, or just ignore my feelings completely, or my thoughts. It's been so good to get back into my journaling habit and just doing that every day. I look forward to just spending that time, and it's not a ton of time, like it's not like hours on end, just a few minutes with some tea and just writing out how I feel. What do I think about that? I've said it once and I've said it, I'll say it a million times. I think because we have bombarded ourselves with so many images and so many thoughts and so many threads and so many tweets, that it gets, your own voice gets clouded through it all. And it's been important for me to hear myself again, to tap back into my relationship with God and try to connect, like, am I on the right path? Because baby, everybody pulling me every which way. So journaling has been helping me out with that. So I love that, and that's been working really well with my mental health. Okay, what needs improvement? Y'all, my self-care period needs improvement. I've been slacking on working out, taking my vitamins. I just been falling asleep, you know, like going to bed without like doing my whole like self-care routine. I need to get back on track with that stuff. The vitamins especially, I was feeling so much more energized when I was taking my like probiotics and my vitamin B12 and all of that stuff. I've been falling back into the trap of like guzzling 2-3 cups of coffee in a day. Mind you, I never really finish a cup because I be getting mama, so I put it down and lose it. But still, it was more caffeine that I wanted to take, or like falling asleep with a full face of makeup on, or you know, like, oh, not brushing my teeth till 2 a.m. after I woke up. Like my self-care game has been really slacking, so that's something that I want to focus on in September. So self-care is where I need to improve for sure. Okay, so let's talk about my September goals. My biggest goal for September is to be done with the design of this planner, to pick out the other accessories that's going out with this fall collection. So it's gonna be mugs, a sweatshirt, just a few little things I got up my sleeve. I need to procure those things, the design, the accessories, samples. I need to update the site. So September will be a very business focused month for me, and that's why I wanted to make sure I still honored my goal of being consistent on YouTube by batching content so I can have stuff in the library. So that isn't a focus, and I can focus on, like I said, updating Shopify, having photo shoots, making sure all of my like holiday launches tight, and all of that stuff takes way more time than you would think, especially for me in my situation. So September is all about focusing on my business. It's time for me to stop playing and get back into CEO mode. And it's so easy when you are an entrepreneur to get lured into focusing on content create, like the flashier things, but the unsexy things, the behind the scene things are the things that's going to make you some money as well. Like content creation can't be the like all the eggs in that basket. You have to focus on, you know, SEO. Are my keywords showing up on the Google search? Like am I just doing the behind the scenes work? Is my pricing right? Are my items right? How can I improve shipping? I need to learn about international shipping, just all of that stuff. So that'll be my goal for September. My second goal for September, and it's actually super duper late, I'm really embarrassed to say this, I need to plan my birthday. My birthday is Halloween. I will be turning the big 40. I will be turning 40, and I've never been a real big birthday person. I'm a very much like, I just want to go to the spa, the bookstore, go out to dinner, go have drinks. Now, don't get me wrong, honey, back during my club days, even then though, I still would just be like, that was fun, but let's do this. Like, I was a partier. I still got that side of me that be like, hey, let's turn up. But I'm not a big planner of birthdays, but this is a big one. And I'm usually like, oh, don't pay attention to me on my birthday. I don't want to do nothing. It's like, no, girl, you have been on this earth for 40 years. We're celebrating. So I would love, in a perfect world, to be on somebody's vineyard with my sister, with my mama, with my best friend, stomping on grapes, having, you know, wine tastings, and then we get whisked away to some spa and get mud treatments, and then we go to some 5-star hotel and order, you know, like that type of vibe. It's giving spa vineyard vibes. So I need to start doing the research, which I'm probably too late. I don't know if it's vineyard season in October. I just need to figure that out. So that's my big goal too in September, is to figure out my birthday. My final goal for mom life is to really get back into homeschooling my son, where again, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and like I said, he's 2 now, and you know, just playing with him all day just doesn't work anymore. We're approaching like learning for real, and you know, it's funny because I'm like, we got a homeschool, and it's like his attention span is still 10-20 minutes give or take, but I still like the idea of having like circle time in the morning, story time, let's go outside, just a little bit more structure, and trying to teach him colors, how to, you know, pour from this cup to that cup, how to tie your shoes, how to pick out your outfit, how to get dressed. So that's my other goal, is to really finish turning his room into his like classroom / room, but being intentional about what he's learning throughout the day. I have a really cool box that I get every month. It's called Learning with Kelsey, and she has these fun activities, but it's like, okay, what books can go with this activity, what supplemental things. So I'm really trying to focus on how do you start homeschooling your pre-K kid, your preschooler. So those are my goals for September. Okay, so now let's talk about some fun stuff. Okay, what did I read? What did I watch? What did I listen to? What was the fun, juicy stuff in August? I finished Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan. Y'all, when I tell you I cried a couple times during this book, but the good cry, like the good feel good cries. And I think reading that book is what helped me decide like we need to get back reconnected with each other and dating each other, me and Will. And the premise of the book is about this couple who have known each other, I think, since college. They were like in love, have 2 beautiful children, Black couple in Atlanta, and it's a part of Kennedy Ryan's Skyland series. And I actually read it out of order. I read This Could Be Us before I let go, but it really didn't make a difference. But something happens in their marriage and it really shakes up the foundation of it. And it's all about a couple finding their way back to that strong, loving foundation that they built when they first started it. And it was just beautiful. Kennedy Ryan can write her ass off. And if you haven't read it yet, get it. It's such a good read. I think I enjoyed Before I Let Go just a touch more than This Could Be Us. This Could Be Us is just about a woman going through and finding her way back to love, but for different reasons. And that was a fun, good book. Kennedy is an awesome writer, but I think for the season that my relationship was in, Before I Let Go, was just really resonant. So I love that book. I give it 5 stars. I also started, I am about, I would say, 45-50% done with The God of the Woods. And y'all, I'm a sucker for a cover. Okay, I'm a sucker for a cover, baby. I walked into Barnes and Noble and it was just a picture of the woods and the font was kind of sexy and it had some pink nail polish going down. That's also the reason why I bought this other book called Such a Bad Influence. It just had like makeup crushed up on the cover and I was like, ooh. I love thrillers. I've been in my thriller bag all year. And this one is set in a summer camp in the 70s. And someone goes missing and it flashbacks. It's a different point of views from like the groundskeeper, the this, the that, all that jazz. And it connects to another missing person situation from a few years earlier. And it's just about this wealthy family and their presence in this town. And I like it. I listen to a lot of audiobooks because I do it while I'm cleaning or doing laundry, while I'm doing like my nighttime reset. That is my thing. Like Will have my son, they do the bedtime thing. I'll be downstairs cleaning up that kitchen, just luxuriating in a book. I wasn't too keen on how this book was read. Like it just is so slow. I don't know if you've seen the book. The book is literally this big. And it just was like, girl, if you don't read, like, come on. So that kind of turned me off a little bit. But then my book was ready at Libby, like the ebook. So I was like, oh, you know, during nap, if he fell asleep and I didn't have time to edit anymore, because my son, he'll fall asleep in our bed. But then like an hour into his nap, he'll grab for me and want me to hold him. We're still in that phase. And so I oblige. I'm like, this baby gonna be this size and this little only for a little while longer. So, you know, I'll just hang out with him. So that's when I put my computer up. And while I'm reading Libby, reading it for myself, it got me back in the book. But it is hefty. It is a huge book. And it's kind of taken me a little bit of time because it has kids involved and nothing crazy has happened yet, but since I've become a mom, I can't handle ish happening to teens or kids anymore. You know, like I used to watch SVU and the ones with the kids was the best, when the kids was like the murder and stuff. Now I can't take, like, it just be like, so I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. It's a really well written book and I'm so intrigued by it, but it's starting to get a little heavy and I'm just not there yet. So I don't know what to do. Y'all know I'm a huge Lucy Foley fan. I was like, well, let me start The Hunting Game. So I started listening to that, but I wasn't quite in the mood for that. So I think I'm kind of tinkering with the idea of finding like a romance, like a few lighter books for September. I need to look on Goodreads and just sift through my list of what I want to read, and that'll be in another video. So I don't have my September reads, but that's what I read in August. Okay, as far as watching is concerned, I am rewatching Sex and the City, and it is so trifling. Like I am like, oh, what is this? I am a Sex and the City girly. Like I had every single season, used to watch it religiously. Me and my best friend Kay used to go to a nail shop that only played Sex and the City on every single TV, but I haven't watched it since like 2017, and it's been fun to watch it because other people on Twitter are watching it, and to see the breakdowns, the think pieces, it really has me in my feelings because I've been a Carrie to a Mr. Big, and to hear people's breakdowns, it's like, oh my God, you know, just like, ooh, Chad's telling a little bit too much of my business. So it's just been fun to watch it as an almost 40-year-old woman and just be like, what is happening? This is so scandalous in the best way. So I've been really enjoying watching Sex and the City. As far as listening is concerned, new music, y'all, I am still like in my like neo soul mood. I've been listening to D'Angelo, like Voodoo D'Angelo, Bilal. I've been listening to Voyager or the Soul Coffee playlist on Spotify. I've just been in that mode, and it might continue for the entire fall because those are absolutely fall vibes. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, I gotta go. My camera got the little temperature bar on there. It means, baby, we overheating. You done talk too much, but that was pretty much it, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and just doing a really quick September reset. I pray that September is your best month yet. Let it be a month filled with fun and adventure and clarity and money, honey, and new opportunities and goodness and good food and good, just all the good things. I will see you here next week Sunday for a fresh new video. If you want to hang out with me outside of just YouTube, be sure to follow me on Instagram at the Sunday Jumpstart. I'm also inching my way over on TikTok a little bit. That's Sunday Jumpstart. And that's it. I'll see you next week for a new video. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you don't, just thanks for watching the video. I'll see you next time. Bye.